Welcome back, and I have to tell you, I have been enjoying doing this video series, looking into a number of different things, and taking a hard look at some very challenging topics in Scripture. And honestly, we're just getting started. At this point, though, we're going to kind of transition away from some of the responses that we've been doing to Wilber and McKee, and I appreciate the fact that through their attempted poke at me, it has led us to take a leap and to go ahead and share some of the things that we've been learning. But going forward, we're just establishing a foundation here so that going forward, we can take a look at what God's authority structure is. We can understand why does He set it up this way and how it benefits women in particular. A lot of times I think culturally we think, oh no, God's structure is damaging to women and we need to somehow soften it up. Well, He knew what He was doing when He established His authority structure. It benefits society in general to operate according to the principles of what Scripture says. We're going to talk about the hows and the whys. We're going to talk about widows, orphans, and divorcees. What is the scriptural solution? Why is it that God operates one way and the state likes to operate a whole different way? We'll talk about. We're going to talk more about marriage. And marriage again isn't monogamy or polygyny. It's just marriage, and that's what Scripture says. And God has that as the foundation block for His people. He has that as the foundation block for how culture and society are to function together. He has that as the foundation block for the entire kingdom. And so it's very important that we get this right. This isn't something that we want to mess around with, and it's not something where we want to bring in little pieces of culture and tradition that somehow make us feel better. Instead, we want to make sure that we're doing this according to what the Word says and according to what He says is truth. We're going to talk about the Queen of Heaven. We're going to talk about feminism and high places and idolatry. This is going to be a fun segment somewhere down the road, where we identify how much of this is present in our current culture, how much of it is present in Christian and in Messianic and Torah-keeping homes, how much of this we accept from Greco-Roman culture and accept that right in, thinking that we're doing something that's enlightened and very Hellenistic and not even realizing that it is poison. We're going to talk about Jezebel versus Sarah, Ruth, and Esther, and some of this other the pictures that we have in Scripture of a couple of these different ladies and what God holds up as the righteous model and what the world seems to gravitate toward, this Jezebel side. And so we're going to go and look at some of that other stuff. But again, this morning, I'm glad that you're back on this journey with us, and I invite you to continue going through all of our videos. We've got a whole series here. We're also starting another series dealing with community and things like that. I want to thank the different Messianic teachers and others of you, the viewer, that have reached out to us, through email. Your information's private. When you contact me, I'm happy to be able to interact on some of these challenging topics because I recognize nobody else is doing it. And I know where I was a couple of years ago as a fellowship leader, and I'm starting to see these things in Scripture, and I'm going, oh my gosh, it's here, and I have no idea who to talk to, and that's very hard. So if you're challenged by some of this stuff and you're looking at it and you say that's truth and I don't know what to do, reach out. Either I can communicate back directly with you, or I can put you in touch with one or two other men who can do that, do it very well, and do it privately and be able to help you out. Because we do have some fellowship leaders and congregational leaders who are reaching out and saying, I see it there, I don't understand why it's important, or I see it there and this is scary stuff and I don't know how to teach it, or whatever. And so we want to be able to support you in that regard. This is a lot of challenging stuff, and I'm telling you, we're going to have a lot of fun going forward, but it helps us redefine the things that we know about relationships, the things that we know about the structure of Israel and all of this, so that we can come into alignment with His Word, and so that we can walk this out the way He designed it to function and not the way the culture around us defines it or articulates it, okay? So continue with us. I look forward to spending more time with you, and I enjoy each week kind of my prep work and study and thinking about and processing and getting ready for these little morning talks that we have. In our case, we always do this right after, it's the Sunday morning after Shabbat, so we've had Shabbat last night. We were all hanging out here, a whole bunch of us. We have a nice-sized little fellowship, nice-sized community, and it's a joy and a pleasure to be with them, and then it's a joy to be able to come and spend some time with you and share the things that we're discussing. This is, when the men, after we get done with Shabbat, we're having dinner, we're sitting around the table out here under the retreat, and these are the kind of things that we discuss as we discuss marriage structure, headship, authority, the role of man, the role of woman, masculinity, femininity, proper relationships between people, understanding headship and elders, understanding community. And so these are the things that we're trying to understand, because our passion in our fellowship and the men around me, our passion is the restoration of Kol Israel, which means the restoration of all Israel. And that can't happen until we get this right and until we get family right, and then we can begin building community. And in our case, it's a huge blessing and a joy to be walking with a number of men that have or are in the process of getting family right, so that together we can work together as community, and we can begin sharing some of the things that we're learning as we grow and understand how to function as a patriarchal clan or community. And this is exciting. So stay with us. I look forward to having you back with us next week. And our goal at this point is releasing a video every Friday, somewhere around 2, so that you've got it for Shabbat. You can look at it, listen to it, enjoy it, study it. Check us out. Go back and study. Go back and look at what we're talking about. Go back and read. I invite criticism, but I also invite that if you are finding these things to be true and you don't have fellowship or communication, drop me a line through any of a number of different ways, whether you connect with me through the blog, notsav.com. You can contact us there. You can go to 113restoration.com, contact us there, and we'll be happy to follow up with you and see if we can help you, see if we can point you in the right direction for some of your own study and your own research. So you have a great day. I bid you shalom.